Heidi-ho, this is Tony with the Jeep Talk Show, and just like you, I'm listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast with Nikki G.
Episode 73. Look what I found. Do you know why cows have hooves? Because they lactose. Get it? Lactose. Yeah, that's horrible. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. The 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast is about to begin. Hello and welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes, sir. Man, did I already messed it up. I'm just going to stop it right there. You can listen to the 10-Minute... Jeez, here I go again. You can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Overcast, Breaker, CastBox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. But not on iHeartRadio or Pandora. And why? Because as you know by now, those people are pricks. You can contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or leave me a comment on the YouTube video, and I promise I will ignore you. You can follow the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. But we will not follow you back. And if you're thinking about following us on TikTok, forget it. I hate TikTok. All TikTok is good for doing is watching girls twerk, which I guess is not such a bad thing. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or doing a podcast, which I think everybody should do a podcast, everybody has something to say. Whether somebody wants to listen to it or not, who knows? I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants to hear what you have to say. But if you're thinking about starting a podcast, go on over to Anchor. They'll host it for free. I don't pay a dime to produce this podcast, and it shows. The most expensive thing on this podcast is the $18 microphone, which I'm talking to you on right now. And it seems to be doing fine. And I gotta tell you, sometimes I even record this with my phone. So it doesn't cost a lot of money to start a podcast. It might cost a lot of money to do one well, but I think it's all about the content. What I want to talk about this week is what I did last week, or the week before. I went out camping with some friends, and we explored some Forest Service roads, and we went up one road that we've been up before, and decided to come back down the mountain a different way, which was kind of a dud. There really wasn't much to see on the road. There was no good camping spots. But I did catch out of the corner of my eye a few service roads off the main road, and I kind of got lost. Everybody was following me, and I am always in a perpetual state of lostness, if that's a word. But anyhow, I came across some things that I thought looked interesting. I just dropped a pin in it, and we kept on going. I was tired, beat, hungry, and so we headed on home. And it just kept bothering me all week about these three service roads that I saw, or three beginning of roads that I saw. I didn't even realize they were service roads at the time. The weekend came. It started raining, so my plans kind of fell through, and I said, what the heck? So I haven't took Wendy's Jeep out for a drive in a long time. We drive it around town, but it really needs to get on the highway more. So she was off at work, and I was home alone, and I jumped in her Jeep and headed up to the mountains to explore. And it's only about an hour and a half from the house, so it really wasn't too bad. And, I like the long drives because I listen to podcasts while I'm driving and other stuff. It gives me time to think, and I enjoy driving. So I went and checked out these three Forest Service roads. First one was Forest Service Road 4100 Sand Mountain Road. Looks like a nice long road, about 2 or 3 miles up a mountain, sand mountain as it is. It looked fun. I don't know, because I got about a quarter of a mile into it, and there's a gate. Why there's a gate there, I don't know. Maybe the Forestry Service closes a lot of roads up here in North Carolina for the winter. I guess for safety reasons with the wet winters and the snow and stuff. And it might even be for erosion control. Who knows? But they close a lot of roads from, some of them go usually from January to March or April. So, yeah, this road was closed. So I'm going to go back up there again in April and see if it's open, because it looks like a nice, good winding road up a mountain. Second road I came to was 188 Boone Fork Road, which started out looking like a good, promising road. It was off of Globe Mountain Road, and there's a campground at the end of it. But I got about 3/4 of the way. I got to about the last half mile of the road, and it wasn't a very long road. And there was a gate, and it ended at a nice, beautiful pond with a pavilion. Nice place to have a picnic lunch. I don't think there's camping allowed there, but any port in a storm, if you need a place to just camp for the night, that would be a nice place. Although I wouldn't, there's no fire ring or anything to have a fire. It seemed like a real nice day area. And a half a mile up the road past the gate, which is open to foot traffic, bicycle, and horseback, is the old Boone Fork campground, which is not closed. The Forestry Service just stopped maintaining it. So you're free to disperse camp there, but it's, like I said, it hasn't been maintained, so who knows what condition it's in. There's vaulted toilets there, but they haven't been serviced in years, so I wouldn't dare open the door to those things. Who knows what you'll find. But again, when the weather breaks, and it's permanently closed, so this gate is permanently shut. You can't drive up there, but you're welcome to hike the half mile up to it and camp. Which sounds fun, but my backpacking days are behind me. But I am going to hike up there when the weather breaks and check it out, because I am very curious about what an overgrown campsite looks like. I imagine it's like something out of The Walking Dead. So that's on my list. Third road I came across was Forest Service Road 2055, Frankham Creek Road, which was a real nice road. Runs alongside Frankham Creek. Beautiful. A lot of nice scenery. The road was low. It ran, I imagine in the rain it might flood. Private property on both sides of the road. I probably drove down that road, trying to think, about maybe a half a mile, and came to a gate. And it looked like there's about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles of road ahead of it. So my plan is also to go back in April and see if the gate is open. Frankham Creek, I kind of doubt it, just by the way the road looked. When I came home, I've been researching for about the past week and a half on these roads. I cannot find anything on them. Forestry Service doesn't say anything. The only thing I could find is the name of it on Gaia Maps, name of the road and the Forestry Service number. It's literally, these roads do not exist, which makes me wonder if they're closed permanently or not, but I hope not. But I'm going to go check it out and report back. The only thing I did find was information on the old Boone Fork campground, so I'm going to put a pin in that, and we'll revisit this back in April, which will probably, with the way I record, will be only 2 episodes away probably. And I think I just rambled on long enough, so I'm going to end it right here. Until next time, this is Nicky G saying, wheel what you got and be happy.